Hi guys, welcome to my channel, Lighting Your Sunshine, where we like to shine a light within and empower ourselves. So for today's reading, I already did get a song download. I got a message that, it's now time for like forward momentum and not doubting yourself. Now we're starting to really get the speed, right? Things are starting to manifest quicker. And I am picking up on somebody who's in the process of doubting themselves to the point of potentially self-sabotaging. And so the song that they gave to me this morning was, who sings that? I think it's Fifth Harmony. And it was Scared of Happiness. And so they're showing me someone who, they want something, but the fear of getting that is almost greater than that they almost would never want to try for it. That that they want something so bad, or they have this goal in mind, but I'm seeing someone think that it's going to be taken away, or something's going to happen, and to them, if they can't ever have that, or if they have it and then lose it, that's almost as great as never having it. And so I'm seeing someone choose self-sabotage and never actually wanting to go for whatever it is that really makes them happy. So spirits wanting to talk about that today. So can you think of a moment when you've self-sabotaged before? I feel like everybody kind of has at one point or not in their life. Okay, so we have like 4 decks to go through that they picked out. So let's just do that, get the focus first. Okay, so when I first started shuffling these cards, I started humming, and I told them, like, oh, I don't recognize this song. And they're like, it's because it's not something yet. And then the more and more I kept humming it, it then shifted into a documentary that I watched on Disney. What's that one called? It was the one with the Beatles, the one where they had like all that footage from like the 70s. And so it showed me them sitting in a room, and the Don't Let Me Down song, right? They would just make like random sounds and noises and things like that before something would actually form. So that's why they always say it's so important to play, so important just to speak whatever, right? You got to get whatever it is out of you. They're showing me someone who is suppressing anger, but really it's just energy, or there's something that needs to just come up and out of you. So if you can't express your anger in the moment, how do you get that out healthily later? And they're singing like singing helps, or just going and screaming, just scream, whatever it is. Like if you need to let that, like, I'm just seeing containment. So if there's like that wild side of you that just kind of needs out, that's what they're saying, like that it's scary. They're showing me that someone has like a wild side that wants to come out, or just that's your authentic self, to be honest. It's not quite your wild side, it's just your creativity and your oomph and your passion. And they rather than putting it out there and being denied by others, they never show themselves. I'm hearing wolf in sheep's clothing. That's almost like, that's the biggest betrayal to yourself, is pretending that you're something that you're not. They said it's not in a bad way, this reference, wolf in sheep's clothing, right? Normally it's like someone you've got to like look around and be aware of, but no, this is like you dimming your light and pretending to be something that you're not, but really you're this. It can go both ways though. Are you the wolf or are you the sheep? A lot of people think that the sheep is lesser than, so they want to be the wolf, but that is just perception. What's your perception? They're asking. Okay, so let's get into the reading and actually see what's going on here. How do I read this? Okay, they're saying these two go together. So when I'm reading it, it's not quite, there's 4 of them and then 2 of them have 2. And so what they showed me, because the first one that came out is new career in reverse. And so in the upright, it's a positive flow. It's everything. So that's showing that change, that, you know, maybe there is something, a path that you want to do, or new career you want to take, or even just a hobby you want to learn, or just something, whatever that is, and someone not taking that leap because, well, it's lots of reasons, because this is a collective reading. Not wanting to disappoint others, that tends to be the top one, which I kind of got from this card, is I saw her sitting there, and it was just more of wanting to connect with that person. It is saying dietary change, but they're saying that's not part of the message yet. Yes, you will start to eat better and eat higher vibration foods. What does that mean? Foods that have life force in them. As more and more that you eat more food that actually has life force energy in them, that's when you will start to clear your field. So this is more about clearing the field and your aura. Because why is it that, like, I don't know, I'm seeing someone have their dreams given to them, and it's shocking, or they almost are too scared to accept it, and all the guides are just like, this is like what you've always worked for. This is like your heart's wishes. Like, why do all this work and have it right there and be too scared to just reach out and say, this is what I want? Like that's all it is. It's you claiming what you want. It's already yours. It's wrapped up. It's got your name on it. It's got everything. But I even got goosebumps right now. I love long sleeves for readings. It gets cold in here. But they're saying I'm scared of happy. So that could be toxic cycles, toxic patterns. So when I looked at all of these, it said, I was like, is this a cycle? Because there's 4, right? Nature, there's 4 seasons, like that kind of thing. And they're like, no, there's 4 aspects to you. And so I don't actually know what that means. So let's learn some stuff here. So there's the you that you show to the world, outside world. There's the inner world, who is you and your thoughts and heart. They're saying there's a different dynamic from the outside, and then your family, immediate family, they're saying. Oh, okay. They're saying not immediate family, but masculine, feminine energy, which in turn, so there's the outside you, there's the inside you, there's the feminine you, and the masculine you. So that could also be in terms of masculine, feminine, inner child, higher self. They say I'm getting closer. Okay. They're like, just read the cards and the message will come out when it's ready. Because the one that's really tripping me up was when I first seen it, and there's a connection somehow, and I'm trying to figure it out. But there was career in reverse, and then this one also was in reverse, but it has the 4. And so it's like, there's the 4 rows, there's the 4 here. I'm trying to figure out what this 4 is. But they said, just work your way. Don't try to overthink, overcomplicate. Like they said, what you're at right now is already wrapped up. It's got your name. It's just for you to say like, yes, I want this. That's it. And I'm seeing like the butterfly or nervousness feeling just being very, very intense. And so that's where they just say to ask, call on your guides when you can't, when the emotions are too much. You can ask them to help you like fine tune, right? Because the whole thing's not avoiding this feeling. This feeling is so intense for a reason. It's like, they're saying it's the final chapter, the end of conclusion of like all the old. So it's like right now you have to feel this feeling, and it's so intense because the new is so exciting and it's so nervous that, yeah, okay. So here we had the Father. That was them saying, ask your guides. They said I was right on the inner child. There's 4 aspects of you. The inner child, call on whichever part of you that can actually help you through this time. Because why are you so intense for this feeling? And guaranteed, they're saying, you felt this way at another time. They said a couple certain times. And what was the common thing in each of these times? And what is it that you were scared of accomplishing or losing? They're telling me that it's almost like if you had gotten this, you would lose something, and then that loss was just so great or something. And it's working on the mindset of gaining something means you lose a lot. Maybe it's time, maybe it's friends and family, right? Maybe if you wanted this new career, but now you're gonna have to work so hard and you're not gonna have time for yourself and all these things, and because of that, lots of other things. But in the long run, they're like, if you take this avenue, if you go for this new career path, it's gonna be more solid, it's gonna be more stable. There is hard work now, so it's like, do you want to do the little bit of uncomfortable work now for a long-term effect of ease, or do you want to avoid the hard work now, feel comfortable, and kind of always have bumps in the road all the rest, because you'll always wonder what if, especially if it was your hope or dream. It's almost a better situation to go into something and be like, I don't like this, and take yourself out of it, because now at least you know. And here's the next card. It's the scribe. He's sitting there and they're all studying, and now you've collected enough information to know that you don't want this, and now you know what you do want. And so yeah, you're gonna have to put in hard work at some point or some time, or face the emotion. And the more and more you ignore the emotion, the more and more it's gonna repetitively come up more and more and more and more until you finally deal with it. They keep saying the word core a lot. Because I was noticing that the other day. I'm like, why do you keep saying core? Like, that's not something I talk about often. Deep down, something deep down. Okay, now that I actually get to look at the card, because now we're up to this card, maybe we'll have the insights. Here I'm seeing night and day, Queen of Forces. So these are forces. I didn't actually read the word force. Okay. What kind of started off was the night and day, the duality, the right and left, back and forth, this kind of thing. And then they brought me to up and down, and it did create the 4 squares. And then I was like, but what is the meaning of all this? And then they said, well, in this one, if you combine, like, it's made up of these 2 energies, right? I don't really know an example. Oh, I Ching. So on I Ching, it's like 6 coins that they toss, right? And each one has a makeup of, oh, the robin's back, has the makeup of up or down, right? And then, but when you do it, like, look at the back here. There's that many possibilities. And so it's almost like a graph or a table is kind of what they're showing me. And so when we went here, right, there's the up and down, left and right. So they're showing somehow of like these 2 energies coming and creating this. And especially the forces. But when they showed it, it actually went into the lobes of the brain. And now I'm no brain neurologist, surgeon, whatever. I find it interesting that I just talked about Grey's Anatomy, about the Amelia, when she's not feeling confident, she does her power pose. But they're showing me something to do with the different lobes of the brain and forces and energy. And now they're kind of showing mind mapping. So mind mapping, I don't have much experience on it, but we've done a little bit in it. But it's like having that past feeling or memory. Well, that's it. Oh, sorry. Let the guides come in more. So right now what they want to talk about is black and white. Things aren't always black and white, but in your memories, right, they're showing me an old school TV. And on the TV, you can tune in and you can go to a channel that you want. And so that's kind of the memory and the storage, and different areas of your brain do different things. So when this thing comes up, you're allowed to, rather than attach and get all into it and like, you know, I'm just seeing someone like take the TV and like make it like jump like WandaVision, you know, through the TV. And they're like, no, you get to detach from this thought, this memory, this, and it's so funny because their fear is happiness. That's such a confusing emotion to have. I am so scared of happiness. And so when did this happen? Bring up these memories, right? You're kind of detached. It's like watching it on a TV. We all know that horror, that's why people can watch horror films, is because they know it's not real. And so they get to have that, things go off in their brain while knowing that they're safe. If it was like you actually in it, that's totally different story. And it's where trauma and stuff comes from. So when these memories come up, remember to view it as like a TV, kind of detached. You're safe in your now. And so as these feelings and emotions come up, you get to choose, right? You have the remote. You can say, I want this to be in color. You can turn on color. You're like, I want this to be like this is really big. Like I'm gonna make it smaller now. Okay, fine, feel more comfortable with that. This is too close. I've got astigmatism, right? Back it up. Come closer, whatever. But when you're done with that, you get to file it however you want. And so they're showing me that some files are just a little bit disorganized, right? Especially the fear of happy. Those are such polar feelings, right? Like fearful or love. Like, so I see just needing to refile and changing the dynamics to what works for you so that you can view it now without having that terror or trauma or fear kind of attached to it. Lessening the intensity is what they're kind of showing me. And then from that, woo, yep, I felt totally pushed. They went on my back and just whoosh. Right by, yeah. So now you're free to follow your heart. Now the path is clear. Now you can see the way. And it's exciting. There's no blocks. There's no like thorns are gonna jump out or like things guarding it. It's like, no, it's open and it's clear. New mindset. Now, is there anything else that we can add into this? Why fear of being happy? Now they say we could talk about food. Okay. Because as I did that, it kind of went all down and everything started to settle and then it went to the stomach. And so right now they're kind of showing me, we already talked, they're like, we told you not to talk about the food earlier, but you still already talked about the life force. And so that was what we wanted to say now. And so when it comes to food and life force, they just want to touch on that a little bit more. And they want to just be mindful of what you're eating. They're showing, especially when it comes to meat, before like the last moment of the animal, if it's in a fearful situation, it's releasing that fear, right? It's going through its body. It just has that energetic feeling. And so being mindful of that kind of stuff when you eat it, because now you're kind of energetically taking on that fear. And now you have to take that fear and transmute it, and it's kind of harder. So if you find yourself really in situations where you are not sure why you have this uncomfortable fear, well, it is past things, it is. But it doesn't help that what you eat also is kind of contributing to making your field, your aura, your energy kind of stagnant. It's just a lot more work for you to do. And then now they're showing that one. Just a lot of work, extra processing that doesn't need to happen. So they're saying, you don't have to go vegetarian. Like you don't have to go strict vegan, whatever, you know. It's just saying be mindful. And when you eat it, like sometimes you can process it, no problem. But in some energetic days, you have a really tough time. And so if you actually go for the vegetables, the things that like, they're showing me lettuce. There's a thing called living lettuce, which is like, it pretty much has like the dirt still. And so when you pick it, once you pick it, that's when it kind of starts to lose its life force. Life force is not nutritional value. They're saying they're not the same. But you will get benefit from both, the vitamins and all that stuff. We're talking about the energy. right? The earth has a magnetic field. It's all this energy. Everything here has energy. Once you pick that or whatever, that's when the life force, it's like a battery, kind of goes down now. So you want to eat it when you got the most life force in it still. And be mindful of fear that gets put into your food. And so there is ways that you can clear it as well, but they're saying just to try and avoid it at these times. If you find that you're on the teetering between two worlds and you're being called to step into something new, dietary change will definitely be beneficial at this time because it'll just help make the path clear so that you don't have to do all the extra work that makes you tired and bogged down and start the self-doubt. But let's say that you do have to eat whatever it is, you can always work with your guides. And then they're like, what does that mean? Well, you can energetically bless your food before you eat it, right? It's just being thankful. So here's my water, right? You can, if you do Reiki or channeling energy, you can do that. You can add that in there. But really, it's just being thankful that how did this water get to me, right? I got lemon water. So first we can think of the lemon itself. Like somewhere it started as a seed and it grew. So there's a farmer that helped, right? They took all that extra energy and effort, and then there was probably workers who had to like pick it, and then it went to a plant, and then they processed it, and then they made it into the bottles. Who made the bottles? And you can go to that plant and all those people who transported it, and then how did it get there? It went to a grocery store, and all these people have helped along the way. So it's having gratitude and being thankful for them, knowing that, you know, in order for me to have one sip of water, right? Even the water itself came from the mountains, came from, right, the filtration, blah, 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 from the tap to the tea kettle that I boil. Who made the tea kettle? Like so many people went into just having this water. And so it's just thanking every single one of them. And especially water. Water holds frequencies, or what am I trying to say? It's a good vessel. It can contain things. So you can, you know, just, how do I want to feel today? Peaceful and confident and full of love. And you just feel that and give that energy to the water, and then you drink it. And that will help clear things. Now, especially water. They're saying use water to clear yourself. I did want to drink juice today, and they did tell me that I was supposed to bring water. And I can see that that's now for a purpose. I wanted the vitamin C, but they're saying no, the water is actually programmable. And so that's advice for some people who, they're like, that's the first thing that you can do if you are in between, like, they're just showing me someone who's in between like that eating phase, that energetic, that they're, the first energy is like McDonald's, we'll say, and junk food. And then the next frequency is that higher, just more whole foods and things like that. And so when you're in that in-between phase, that simply by doing this water thing is what helps clear first the energetic gook. Anything else we can learn today? Just now they're saying just drink lots of water and eat your vegetables, and we really hope, we'll never tell you what to do, but we really hope that you go for your dreams, that thing that is your biggest heart's wishes, that scares you, that you take that leap anyways, because there is more stability after. There is more growth now, but more stability after. And so if you avoid it, it's just more work. So food for thought. All right, we'll leave it there, and I hope everyone has a great day and faces their fear of self-sabotage and goes for gold, is what I'm hearing. All right, bye guys.